almost at a wedding tonight also. I don't know. Osina. Osina. Yeah. Decline? I also declined originally, but I was asked. He met me and he asked me and said I should come. I said I have to teach Yerushalmi. He said, you'll get back in time for Yerushalmi. So there I was, and here I am. Well, I got my portobello mushroom crepe. It was good. All right. I ate dinner before I went. I would still not have had dinner now if I was still there. All right. We are on 56, right. And we're in the second line of 56. Chav Chesam Beis. Rabbi Memo, Rabbi Ela. Rabbi Memo and Rabbi Ela, Bon Kuli Rabbi Yassi, they asked in front of Rabbi Yassi the following question: Lo used to Rosh Shloshim. Now, this story about if a guy, I have to point out before we begin, actually, or even that we have begun, because I want to point out there's a base machlokas between the Bab and Yerushalmi, super duper big machlokas in terms of Nazirus. According to the Yerushalmi, if you're a Nazir Torah, Nazir who never became defiled, the only thing which breaks your Nazirus is haircut with a razor, not with anything else, not even with a scissors. According to the Yerusha Bavli, everything breaks. Every way that your hair gets cut breaks your Nazirus. Now, the Yerushalmi agrees that by Nazir who's tummy. Nazir's tummy grows hair for 7 days. And of course, he needs 7 days of growth in order to be considered to have hair. So therefore, anything that breaks that 7 days, by Nazir tummy breaks the 7 days, he has to scratch them, start them from scratch. But by a Nazir Torah who's growing hair for 30 days, the only thing which breaks his Nazirus, according to Yerushalmi, is a razor, as opposed to the Bible, which shows everything also can break the Nazirus of 30 days of a Nazir who is still Torah.
Technically, a scissor is just two razors.
Yeah, but they don't cut like a razor. They cut vertically. They don't horizontally. They don't go down to the root. So therefore, it's not the same thing. Okay. So I bought a memo of Rabbi Ela, Bunkar Yasa. He asked Rabbi Yasa, Leitzubo Shloshim, Alisabo Shiva. If you have a Nazir Tohar, who cut his hair with other means other than a razor, so it won't count. Let it not break the 30 days, but let it break for him 7 days. Let him have to do another attack on 7 days at the end for the days in the middle where he didn't have properly grown hair. Says the Gemara, no, that's not true. B'sheino sosebo, if it doesn't break the Naziros, lo shiva v'lo shloshim. It doesn't break neither 7 days nor 30 days. Because, in Tamar, if you're going to say, lo yisrobo shloshim, that it won't break 30 days, but 7 days it will break, ma ben nazir tor, ma ben nazir tameh. Then what would be the distinction between a nazir who's tameh and a nazir who's tor? Now, nazir is tor, nazir is tameh. Now, how do we know there is such a distinction? You're asking good. There's more because we learned there a brisa. Tahani, we learned a brisa, kal v'chomer ben nazir tor. Now, this is not the usual meaning of the word kal v'chomer. Kal v'chomer usually means of extrapolation, right? Here it just means there's something lenient and something severe by a nazir who's tor, and kal v'chomer. Tani kal v'chomer nazir tor. Tani kal v'chomer we learned also a kal and a chomer, a leniency and a severity, but nazir tameh by a nazir tameh. Kal v'nazir tor. What's the leniency by a nazir tor? She'eino soser ela b'tar. He only cancels the nazirus by a razor. Thank you. The chomer is stringency. Shu soser bo shloshim, that he breaks 30 days. Kal v'nazir tameh. There's a leniency by a nazir who's tameh. Shu soser bo shiva. He only breaks 7 days. The chomer shebekula, and the severity is shebekulan sosrim bo, that any type of hair cutting breaks his 7 days of growing hair. In Tamar, now the Gemara finishes what it began before. If you're going to say that by a Nazir Tor who has his hair cut by any means other than a razor, if you're going to say by him that Lo Yisrubo Shloshim doesn't break 30 days, but does break 7 days. Mashani ben Nazir Tor Lenozeh Tomei. How can they say that there's a leniency by Nazir Tomei that it's only 7 days? Do you find the same leniency by Nazir Tor? If a Nazir Tor would break 7 days by anything other than a razor, just like a Nazir Tomei breaks 7 days by anything other than a razor, then by the razor too, you only break 7 days. Then they're comparable. We're trying to say the 7 days is a unique leniency by Nazir Tomei, which is not applicable to Nazir Tor. That's what Bryce says. So therefore, it must be if a Nazir Tomei use any other means of cutting hair other than a razor, it doesn't break at all. The only thing which breaks his growing hair is a razor itself. Okay, that's all based on these prices. The Bavli obviously, just ignores all these prices. Says the Gemara, Istaboy Meimar. Yeah.
Breaks his Naziris because he has to bring a korban when he
Nazir Tomei, that's called Nazir Tomei. Yeah. They both mean korbanos, different types of korbanos. Right. That's what he wants to tell you about the korban issue, right? You missed a very important point. I'll have to say it over for you anyway, which is that next time bring a note. Which is that there's based on in the Bible in Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi holds that by Nazir Torah, the only thing which breaks Nazirus is a razor. By the Bible holds everything breaks in Nazirus Torah. How anyway he shaves his hair off?
what happens as a result?
Start from scratch. 30 days, yeah. Okay? So that everybody holds by Nazir Tomei, since he must have 70 days of growth, that everything breaks those 7 days. But by Nazir Torah, it's a machlokas Bab and Yerushalmi, what breaks the Nazirus. Okay? So it says the Gemara, Masha Eastboy Maimer. Now, the people, there's some who wanted to ask the following question. And the Maimar, not they wanted to say, but they wanted to ask. And the Yerushalmi wants to ask the following question. Mashani ben b'misbarayim levitar. Why is there a difference between actually, I guess it's a question, between scissors and a razor by a Nazir Torah according to Rabbi Eliezer? Now, Rabbi Eliezer we haven't seen yet. Rabbi Eliezer is going to be brought down momentarily. Tamzim, we learned over there. Shloshim Megalchim Tiglachton Mitzvah. The 3 people in the Torah get haircuts, and the haircuts are a mitzvah. A Nazir, obviously. A Mitzorah, obviously. And in last week's parasha, the Levim. Right? They got a full body haircut and they became consecrated. The Kulam Shagilchu Shalo B'tar. All of them, if they did not use a razor, they weren't yotzei. So those 3 mitzvahs of Mitzorah, Nazir, and Levim, you must use a razor. So we see Tanakama holds Iker haircut is whenever a mitzvah is razor. Normally now it's use razors, but when it's a mitzvah take a haircut, then it's a mitzvah tafka to use a razor, right? So the kulachikol shlobatar or shiur states if they leave 2 hairs. Now by Mitzorah and Levim it's full body haircut. Nazir I think it's just his head, but the same idea. If you leave 2 hairs, lo soklu, the haircut's null and void. It's be total kojak. Rabbi Eliezer said, Masnisa ben Nazir Tomei. I'm sorry. This now we're bringing down Rabbi Eliezer, which is the key to our question for 84. That's by Nazir Tomei. Avo ben Nazir Tor, the Nazir Tomei's got to have a razor, and it's got to be entire head. Avo ben Nazir Tor. But a Nazir's Torah came in Shkilech Lov Rosho. Once he cuts off most of his hair, Afilu Shalobatar, even if he didn't use a razor, Yotzei Yates to the mitzvah. Right? Of shaving off his hair after the Nazirus is over. So if that's the case, our question is, according to Blazer, if you Yates the mitzvah, even with the scissors. Why, if it's within the period of Nazirus, are you not breaking your Nazirus even with the scissors? Right? Should be reflexive. If you're going to be yotz in the mitzvah by using, look right at Akamos, you're going to be yotz in the mitzvah with a razor, so anything which should break your Nazirus is a razor as well. So according to Rabbanan who hold, according to Rabbi Lezer, that's according to Rabbanan. According to Rabbi Lezer, however, holds that you can be Makai in the mitzvah also with the scissors. Why can't you break your Nazirus with the scissors as well? So it says the Gemara, Rabbi Ami, Rabbi Ami, Rabbi Ami B'Hada Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Ami, this Rabbi Lezer, it's not Rabbi Lezer ben Azariah, obviously it's an Amor Rabbi Lezer. Rabbi Ami and this Rabbi Lezer, boy, yes, Kol Atzmo Eino Kol Tar Ela B'Nazir Tor. I understand. The whole point of tar, the whole stress on razors is by a Nazir Tor. What it says, tar lo yava reisho amalos yomin. It says he shouldn't put a razor on his head until his days in Nazirus are fulfilled. It sounds like if he completed tzarich tar, he needs a razor, right? Sounds like how can you write? Let's say even with a measly scissors, it says the whole 3 days you shouldn't use the tar. Sounds like quite explicitly, after 30 days are over, you should use a tar, right? It says, maybe you only meant to say, Rabbi Lezer el ben Nazir Tome Bishtei Saros. In other words, maybe that what you said, that he was on my chokos the Tanakama was whether Rov Rosh is enough, or whether you need not even to leave 2 hairs. The Tanakama, you can't even leave 2 hairs, and Rabbi Lezer says that's true by Nazir Tomei, but by Nazir Tor, as long as it's the majority of the head, that's enough. Maybe that was Omach Lokus, but maybe he taka holds you must use a razor in order to fulfill the mitzvah as well. Rabbi Yasi, Rabbi Yaakov Barachos, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yaakov Baracha. No, Hirat. Do you remember the Avisul Karmi Nazir? We're learning the Sechta Nazir. Ramino, he said, Lo Shnab and Misparayin Levitar. And we said that in breaking the Nazirus, you can even break with the scissors. Not just the shave, but also with the scissors. And at that point, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Lezer said to us, Masnisa, that ben Nazir Torme, that which you break in Nazirus, no matter whether you use a razor or a scissors, that's only by Nazir Torme. Why? Because a Nazir Torme must have 7 days of growth. And whatever breaks those 7 days of growth, breaks it no matter what. However, Nazir Tor, but by Nazir Tor, it's not like that. And Nazir Tor, Lomolo. Why does a Nazir Tor break his Nazirus with anything other than a razor? Now, again, we're going to ask this question, Korei Lezer. If Lezer holds at the end of the 30 days, he can even use a scissor. So the question is, if that's the case, the flip side of that should be, within the 30 days, he should also be able to break with the scissors. Why not? So says the Gemara, go out to get answer. The Gemara says, by the way we learned the Gemara till now, it's the big day sheish. None of the fortune learned this way, but okay. So it says, we never stopped us before, so therefore it won't stop us now. So it says, well, you know why? I'll tell you why. Nazir why? Nazir Torah lo molo. Nazir Torah megarich achar zrika. On Nazir Torah, when he shaves after the zrika. Kevon shekidesh, it should be the carbonated chain is kevon shekidesh. He just adds the 2 words. Nizro b'dam. Once he consecrates his nazirus with blood, the shoma nizro. His haircut is over. His nazir is over, and taking out the carbonated takes out the next word. Kenoshru. It's as if he shaved already. It's a gavaldig chap. I saw this brought down. I think in Reb Shlomo Fisher's sefer. He says that he brings down things, many cases in Torah, which the main thing is the achana. And what you think is the main thing is really just icing on the cake. You bring this rice as Nazirus. Nazirus, there's a mitzvah for the Nazir to shave off all the hair he grew at the end. But if he doesn't shave it off, it's not maki. He fulfilled his nazirus. That whole shave at the end is not. That's what we're saying. The whole shave at the end is just a nice mitzvah with which to complete your nazirus, but your nazirus is complete regardless.
Have that concept before with
right.
Karbanos,
You have to bring it to Hazorah. You don't have to actually sacrifice it. Same idea. So once you bring it to Hazorah, you yotzir your neder. So the same idea here. So therefore, as it says, so Gavaldik is saying, why are you growing the hair? Then the Torah is makbid on razor, right? The flip side of a valid Torah haircut by Mitzorah, let's say, which is done by a razor, is not the shaving of the razor. But that's only during the time when we're preventing a Torah haircut. What's preventing a Torah haircut? During the years. So what's a Torah haircut? Razors, we're preventing that. After this year is over, we don't need a Torah haircut as the flip side. That would be true if the shaving was an essential component of the termination of the Nazirus. But the Nazirus is already terminated. What terminated the Nazirus? The Korbanos. The shaving at the end is just for icing on the cake. For that, you can do it any way you want.
I would put that he's just very practical. He doesn't want the Nazir to break his Nazirus. So the only way he can really break it is with a razor. Using a scissor, it's not really broken. So just
Well, why is that? We need to know why. Ultimately, you cut your hair.
Yeah, but during the Nazirus itself, during the 30 days,
yeah,
you really have to go out of your way to break that Nazirus. You must use a razor. Use a scissor, he's not going to...
But that's only Rebbe Leather sheet, though.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's Rebbe Leather sheet. And that's not the Chachamim, not the Bavli either. Right. So, but it... Oh, fine. But it works. That's you're right. That's Rebbe Leather sheet. Okay. Now, Atamar ben Nazir Tahar, Rov Rosha Makibo. You said by a Nazir Tahar, as long as he did most of his head, he's okay. You don't have to shave till you leave over no more, less than 2 hairs. Most head is sufficient. Now again, here the Bavli argues. The Bavli argues the mitzvah by a Nazir Tahar is also to cut off all the hair and not to leave 2 hairs. Even by Nazir Tahar, that's the mitzvah. You don't have to do it, but if you want to do the mitzvah, that's why you have to do the mitzvah. But the Yerushalmi holds it's Rebbe Lezer, most of the head is sufficient. Kileach Shlisho. So therefore we have the following cool question. Kileach Shlisho, you cut off 1/3 of your hair. And you do not cut off another third, which would have made a majority, obviously more than majority. Ad Shagado Kulo, by the time you grew your hair again. Now all your head is grown again. Okay, it's obviously it was somewhat lopsided, but you have hair all grown all over your head. So how much you have to shave off now? You only have to shave off another third. Or you have to shave off again 2/3 in order to fulfill rove. Which can you do it basically in two motions, or does it have to be one? So in 2 haircuts, or does it have to be 1 haircut? You understand what I'm trying to say?
This is after the 30 days.
After 30 days, yeah.
Can he bring his Karbanos?
Yeah. He wants to fulfill the mitzvah. No, he didn't. Obviously, that's not maki. It's a nice thing to do, but he doesn't have to do it. So now he wants to. So now he wants to. So he doesn't want to be completely bald at any time. So he wants to take off 1/3 now, right? And then come back and do another 1/3 later. Can he do that, or does they all have to be at once? And the Gemara doesn't give an answer. Okay. Says the Gemara, Atamar ben Nazir Torah Mishtei Saras Makloso. Now you said by Nazir Torah 2 hairs are an impediment. Nazir Torah. If there are 2 hairs left, it's already bad. So here Korbanei changes the gear so dramatically. He says the Kavosa. He throws the word Kavosa, but Nazir Torah. When the 3rd line before the last 2 words he throws in. So to by Nazir Torah do we say Shtei Sa'aros Sosrosbo. We say that if you cut 2 hairs, then you already broke your Nazirus. In other words, what's the same when you shave of the tar during your Nazirus, what breaks your Nazirus? How many hairs? You say just like by Nazir Tomei, it's 2 hairs remaining meaning he didn't shave properly, we say by Nazir Torah, if he shaved off 2 hairs, it makes that shaved properly, and therefore he breaks his Nazirus or not.
Like writing tools with some shots.
Right. As a matter of fact, that will come up. That will come up. So says the Gemara. Now, the next lines are kind of unintelligible. I'd rather take out the next 2 lines, but I'll read it the way I think it has to be fixed if you put it in. Similarly, we can ask the question. The Kavosah, by Nazir Torah, we know by Nazir Torah, it's obviously a typo, though nobody points out, Rov Roshamakiv. You need to have the majority of his head is all you need. So what about Rov Roshamakiv? So what about by Nazir Tameh, do we also say that Rov Rosho is Soser, that only if he shaves off most of his head during the 7 days does it break, but as long as he has some hair at the end of the 7 days, which grew for 7 days, that's sufficient or not? Okay, we don't answer these questions. Rabbi Yisrael Rabbi Boon said, "V'cheinu." Oh no, this one we do. Which is the going on? V'cheinu. Yeah, he's answering the first question. Now remember, that's why I wanted to take out the second line, because the second line is never answered, whatever it means to ask. The first line is. Rabbi Yisrael Rabbi Boon V'cheinu, and said, so it is indeed. The Tanakh learned the Brisa. Shimon, you man, Shimon says name of Shimon. Kashem should stay saras ma'akvos bo. Just like if there are 2 hairs left, it impedes the mitzvah of being fulfilled. Kach stay sochos sosos bo. So too, if you shave 2 hairs, it already cancels your nazirus. Rabbi Yirmiyah boy. Rabbi Yirmiyah asks, Begilachas kulo. It says you have to shave off your entire head when you're finishing your nazirus, right? You're completing nazirus. What about this classic Rabbi Yirmiyah question, right? Begilachas kulo, he shaved his entire head, v'shir bo shtei saras, and he left 2 hairs, so that's no good. But they had 2 lengths. A length of hair is considered enough to bend it over and touch its base, or, according to Bible, the base of the one next to it. So this had 2 hair lengths in it. It was enough to bend over twice and touch 2 hair follicles. So now, on those 2 hairs you left, you cut one of the 2 lengths. So you cut a whole hair, plus you cut within 2 hairs, the last 2 hairs. But you didn't cut the entire 2 hairs. You see the question? So Shilas, is that sufficient? Now, I don't know why he didn't ask about the whole head. I'm not sure why he just asked about the last 2 hairs. He asked about the whole head. He cut every hair, one of its lengths, and left one of its lengths. Why does that not suffice? I'm not sure he's asking specifically about the last 2 hairs, but that's what he's asking. You cut off in those 2 one of their bendovers. So since you cut what's considered to be normally a shiur, you'd say, since you left over what's considered to be a shiur, so you're not, you'd say, of course, such a question is not answered. You know, I don't know. I could probably make it, find some way to understand how it works. Why Dafki picked the last 2 hairs? In other words, the other ones, they have to talk to be cut to the base, only the last 2 hairs. I probably could figure something out, but I don't want to spend the time right now. But it goes to my mind, there must be some way of explaining it. All right, sorry to be so cryptic. Let's go on. Rabbi Yossi said for Rabbi Yossi, Lamalkos should be with a kuf, that says here on the side. Lamalkus achas. It's not like Shabbos. For Malkus, even 1 hair, you get Malkus. Le'ikuv shtay. For the for Malkus, for an impediment, it's 2. Listira, to break your nazirus, it's 3. Okay? Which obviously means that you have to cut off 3 hairs in order to break your nazirus. So the Malchus is achas. Likuv, that to fulfill the mitzvah, you have to leave no more than 2. And listira, to break your nazirus, you need to have 3. Now there's actually another case brought down Shari Teretz Yisrael that Lamalkos achas likuv shtayim and Listira Rov Rosha. You need to have the majority of the head in order to cancel. Masisipli Rabbi Yossi. Now, the reason why this comes up is, well, let's see. Masisipli Rabbi Yossi. The Mishnah sees the Brisa seems to Rabbi Yossi because it says, "Who should save koshu?" If you rub any of your hair out by shampooing, whatever the case may be, so then, no matter how little you did, you're chayav, because now to cut out hairs. So it sounds like kosher means even one hair. Rabbi Memo said, so already breaks the zeros, even one hair.
But you're shampooing, you're not using the razor.
No, that's enough to transgress the lav. It doesn't break any zeros, but you transgress the lav of
So for that matter, Nazir can never shampoo his hair for 30 days?
you can't.
Or comb?
You can only use gentle shampoo. Yeah, it's Mishnah you missed last night. You can't use dandruff shampoo or comb his hair. Use a brush, but not a comb. So, except so. Amram said, Padle Rabbi Yossi, koshu mizeh v'koshu mizeh. You need to cut 2 hairs in order to get. I'm missing something here. I forget what it was. It's annoying me. 1 second. Oh, okay, I got it. Fine. Okay, I have your gear change on the side, which I forgot to say over. Okay, let's go back a line. Real Makur Rabbi Yossi, real said for Rabbi Yossi, Malchus, to get flogged, 1. Lichut, to impede upon your mitzvah, 2. Listira, to cancel the zeros, 3. Now, here the Shai Teretz Yisrael throws in the words, Amar le Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi said to Rabbi Hila, Af le Malchus Stein. So too for Malchus need 2. That's what's missing anymore. For Malchus does need 2, like Shabbos, right? Okay, so it says my Sisabli Rabbi Yossi. So the fine Brisa, Rabbi Yossi says, Busha Sifsha kosher. If you shampoo it off even a little bit, you're chayiv. Sounds like even 1 hair. Chayiv usually means Malchus. Or Rabbi said, partly Rabbi Yossi kosher mizeh kosher mizeh. Doesn't mean even 1 hair. It means you snipped a little bit of each hair. That makes you chayiv. Like Rabbi Yirmi said, each hair can be longer, and each length you take off, each bendable length, as already is mechayiv. So that's what he holds, right? That each bendable length is mechayiv. We need to have 2 hairs, okay, a mashu of each hair. So says the Gemara, Masisa pi Rabbi Hila. The following Brisa seems to Rabbi Hila. It says yesh kol shtei saros. The people who pluck out 2 hairs, chayiv leim mishum arba lavin, and then they chayiv 4 prohibitions. Mishum Neiz Nazir, because he plucked off from a Nazir. Mishum Mitzori plucked off from a Tzora, who's now at the club is there. Mishum Yontif, because he did it on Yontif, or on Shabbos, I guess, as well. Mishum Makif, and because he made himself a round head like a monk, supposed to having sideburns. So in that case, we have what each says you're quite explicitly 2 hairs, right? So it says, Lavim asinan misne. For the other lavim, we need to have 2 hairs. Aval, Malchus, but in terms of Malchus, like Rafil Achas, get Malchus in Nazir, even by 1. Istari Tane, there are those who said, Mefas Besim Kilklin. One can use a shampoo called Kilklin. The Istani Tane, those who said, Mefas, you can't use that shampoo. Because the man of fasting, who says you can't, Ripori, it's a person that's healthy hair. It's not going to fall out with a slightly abrasive shampoo. Mana emphasis, and he who says you can, that's Betosh, person has weak hair, and his hair is very likely to come out. Okay? Halacha down. Nazir is drinking wine all day, and a chayiv elachas only chayiv 1 glass. Amulo, altish, they gave multiple asros, who shoysin is drinking, chayiv elachas is liable on each draft that he takes. If he was shaving all day, in a chayiv elachas only 1 chiv. They said, don't shave, chayiv elachas liable for each and every one. Going to the cemetery all day. One prohibition. They said out the tame. Vumatami, they said don't become tummy, don't become tummy. He's a coming tummy. He's liable each and every one. Okay, Nazir Beis HaKvaros. A Nazir cemetery, Rabbi Yochanan Masrim Bo Yigim Masra. You can accept a Nazir as a Beis HaKvaros. Halayayin Yigim Masra on wine, Valtiglachas and on haircuts. And the Mashpir brings down it Shim say Ala Tuma, right? Not to be Matame in other tumas other than one he's experiencing right now. Sits on the tuma which is in the cemetery. You can't give Masra. You don't give Masra on wine either. Now here the Yerushalmi throws in a Rashi Tevis. Garos Chule. Learn here how it should be halacha hey b'perek gimel. The halacha hey b'perek gimel goes through all these things. We should bring it down over here. Yerushalmi just says shorthand. Bring it down here, but it's not our point for tonight. This is a very interesting case, which actually seems to be the Bible argues on, but it's nonetheless interesting. You got two jugs in front of you. One is water, and one is wine. Not of Bishasa also, and this is a nausea, of course. So it's not to drink the wine. Not of Bishasa also Shamayim. If he took it, started drinking that one of water. They said every day you should know Shemishat to Shamayim. If after you drink the one of water, you start drinking the one of wine, the Yesh Bas or a tank of prohibition in there. But to get flogged 10 times. And the Makabah this is not a proper acceptance of Asra. Now the Kabit Basis only makes sense to me. He doesn't know which is wine and which is water. It's colored water. So in that case we say that we can't he can't get Malchus because he doesn't know which one he's drinking, right? He doesn't know. So it's Asra Suffolk. It's Asra given a case which is questionable. By the time he gets around to drinking the Osir stuff, he might have forgotten. So therefore, in that case, we say it's Slav Shma Asra. We can't slap it. However, Avalima Satzloch is Achel Shayain. It was just one jug and was for sure wine. Basically shows they started drinking it. Armalon, they said, you should know. If you drink the whole thing, Yesh Basar Zaysim, the 10 Zaysim, with Yischayim Basar Malchus to be liable to be flogged 10 times. The Kabbalah Aslay Badas Achas, he accepts Asra in that opinion. Now, but side, the Chiddush here is that even though the Asra is given at the beginning for the next 10 cups, that's enough. The next 10 Kuzaysim, that's enough. So I don't think we ever find the Bible such a thing. I think in the Bible you have to give Asra between each and every go, right? And therefore it's a big Chiddush, because he says, as long as it's not Asra Sah, because you know for sure this is the wine one. The Asra gives the beginning, gives the Malchus in each one of the 10. It's a Chiddush, right? Yes.
Mr. Clark said that there are 10 Kuzaysim of wine in that
yes.
jar.
And as you drink them, you chayav on each one, even though it's not punctuated.
It's very, very specific.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Similarly, top of Chav Tessa base. I have another stage Pushputin, by the way, tonight, tomorrow night, Mitzvah Shem, we'll learn the base Medrash. It's nice and quiet in there. I think we should work quieter. Also, we can, I think next week we can move to your son's getting married on Sunday? This Sunday, your son's getting married? So you're going to be out all next week? No, we're out all next week. So, he's not getting married. So, feels like it, right? If there are two shpurim, there are two skewers. One of shchuta, one in the vela. Same idea, but just not dealing with the nazir. One is kosher meat, kosher shish kebab. The other is treif shish kebab. Not the lechel also shchuta. You took the one shchuta again. We don't know for sure. So that's a surah suffix. They said today there's no mashtoch shchuta. Could be right now shchuta, but you mean I told us if you eat the other one afterwards, it's a vela. Yesh basar zaysim and the 10 zaysim. But on mischayv leah, asar malchus will be liable 10 floggings. Ain't a makabah sorry, but that's so he doesn't accept that's raw in that case because that's raw suffix because he doesn't know for sure. Havalima yashpud echad shosvela. It was once cured. Exclusively in the vela. He's allowed when he began eating it. Amalei said, Teyodeh Mishat Eichel Kulo. Once you know of it, Yeshbas or Zaysim, it's got 10 olives, Vatam Yischayvas or Malchus, and you're liable to 10 Malchus. Milakabal Asroy, Makabal Asroy V'dei Azos. That's considered to be not a Surah Safi, it's just a formula of the shiur, and he's chayav 10 flagis. Okay. Halacha. Shlosh minim asur Nazir. Now again, as I mentioned many times already, we're getting actually learning what a Nazir is nowadays. Shlosh minim, in this program. Shlosh minim asur Nazir. Three things a Nazir is not allowed to do. Three categories of prohibition. Hatuma, becoming defiled, batiklachas, getting haircuts, leitzmin ageben, and things which come out of the grapevine. Chomer tuma tiklachas, maybe yotzer gefen. Now, there's some stringency in the matter of tuma and haircuts more than the grapevine thing. Shatuma v'tiklachas soislim, tuma and tiklachas, cancel the nazirus. Start over again, or at least keep 30 days. By Yitzhak, that which comes out of the grapevine, if he drinks wine, and it doesn't cancel the zeros. This is very by wine over tuma and haircuts. He can never drink wine no matter what. The tuma about tuma tiglachas. However, the tuma and haircuts are mutter for a nazir occasionally. Tiglachas mitzvah, he comes to mitzvah. His chiyuv to take a haircut as a mitzvah supersedes his chiyuv as a nazir. Or the mace mitzvah, if he finds a mace who nobody can bury, so he has a requirement to bury him, which supersedes the prohibition on his becoming tummy. Okay? Chomer tuma the glass variety by tuma over haircut. Tuma soseres is a kol. Tuma cancels from scratch. Starts from the get-go. No matter how long it took him there to become a nazir. Kav korban, he has to bring korban as well. But the glachs in the soseres al shoshim the glachs, he only has to keep 30 days. There's no korban to bring. Okay? Hatuma. How do we know about this business of tuma? That it breaks the ears because it said Kol mei aziru Hashem. It says all the days of his being nazir, he cannot come to the soul of someone dead. So it sounds like if he does, then all the days of his nazirus fall. Tiglach say to there got to see Kol Yemei Neder Yisrael, all the days of his nazirus. Tar lo yava arosha. If he doesn't have, if he does have a shaver, so he loses all the days of nazirus. Kol Yemei Yisrael. Hayetzrin agefet. How do we know that that which comes out of the grapevine does not break the zeros? The statement says, it just says don't eat. It doesn't say anything about the days of your nazirus being linked to that. It's very by the tuma and by the haircuts, that which comes out of the grapevine. How so? Tuma, the chsiv kol yemei zero lashem. Oh, you know what? I misspoke. The first three draws just telling us the prohibitions themselves. Now it's about the relative severities. So now we say, what's the severity? That the tuma tiglachas, you have to start over again, at least a limited amount, as opposed to grapes, which you don't. Hatuma tichsiv, the tuma like it says before the same drashim. Tichsiv koyim meilas yirul Hashem b'skalach. All days is here slash Hashem. You should refrain from tuma, so it sounds like he loses all those days and he comes down. But tiglachas, I know that rare cuts reverse his nazirus. He has to start from scratch for at least keep 30 days. It says explicitly, the first day's fall, because he came dumb. That which comes out of grapevines is more severe in that it's never mutter for a nazir, supposed to tuma and haircuts. They wanted to say, what does it mean it's never mutter? Barba crisis, it says Shalyayim, which should be Arba crisis shall Pesach. They were not matir them for the 4 cups, they were not matir to drink wine for the 4 cups of Pesach, it means nazir. No, it says a mitzvah. First of all, it's only mitzvah d'Rabbanan. Secondly, you could do. I'm not sure if you do it any other way. I was about to think do it another way, but I'm not sure if you talk to camp by the Arbakos of Pesach. But nevertheless, we say the shvur, the zeros, which is the rice that takes effect in that. The chiddush is, or my Mishnah is, Aval imar shvur she'eshter takes an oath to drink wine. He's not an Alcoholics Anonymous. He's on Get Alcoholic, right? Because maybe Shavua is so severe that even though he became a Nazir afterwards, he should better drink the wine. That's what comes to tell us. No, not true. That Shavua, She'eshte v'Nazir, Yishte, Asmem v'Lo. That's what it comes to tell us in our Mishnah. Never drink, no matter what. Nazir can never drink wine. He can drink, I think, beer, but he can't drink wine. What? Beer. Beer is the panacea for all. Not grape juice.
If you think about the shiur of a Nazir,
no, that's a nether. It's a nether. So I might say shvua undermines it.
Right.
That's a chiddush that the nether of Nazir undermines the shvua. Okay? Shvua is more powerful than it. Okay. Says the Gemara, b'tiglachas mitzvah. When you're shaving because the mitzvah by mitzvah. Lo soft over, it's not just kidei, the carbonated takes the next few years to replace them with the term nigo. It's not just at the end of your mitzvah period to become tar from the tzaras, but even ela kidei litate simalitko, you know, that we used to measure whether the tzaras expanded was by shaving the surrounding area, so they could tell on specific hairs. So you're allowed to do it even to a Nazir in order to determine what its status is, right? V'leidei pasim love to know if it's spread or not. Ilo pasay it doesn't spread. The Meis Mitzvah, where's the case of Meis Mitzvah, where a Matir and Nazir? Although that's not what you learn. They're walking along the way of Matzah Meis Mitzvah, they found a dead body that the Nazir buries it. Chomer b'tumah v'tiglachas, the severity by tumah, then by haircuts. Hatuma, by tumah you have to keep, no matter how many days you accept in the Nazirus. You have to keep all those days. How we know the Chsiv says, by tumah, by amima rishonim, he blew the all days will fell. Baby kevitz shnu bet shloso when then he brings the korban. Chomer v'tiglachas, what's the severity by haircuts? It's interesting. She'asa bar megalech kemis galech, the guy, barber, Tony, whatever his name is, Joe, your buddy Joe, right? Joe, what? Guy? It's a fancier barber. It's a French. So, is he French? Oh. So Chomer Tiglachas, Sha'asam was there, the barber is over as well. But if you're by Tumah, also about Tamikim, if somebody came in and said, here's a dead body, catch. So that guy doesn't get the Aver, only the Nazir gets it. As opposed to by barbers, the barber gets the Aver for cutting the Nazir's head also. And they learn out from Psukim. Okay?
What if a lady is a Nazir and is called into service?
I don't think they have to do it just the one time in the midbar. I don't think it's mitzvah Doros. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's mitzvah Doros. Which is that one time in the midbar. So he's okay. Okay, otherwise he wouldn't be able to serve. How do you shave when you got tummy? So once you got tummy, you spring and need paraduma ashes, right? You spring the paraduma ashes on the guy third day, seventh day. Then he can take his haircut on the seventh day. Because by a Nazir Tahar, the haircut comes after Korbanos. That's why it's extraneous. But by a Nazir Tameh, the haircut comes before the Korbanos. That's why we're very medactic with it. Because one, it's after the process, the one it's integral to the process. Okay? So Nazir Tameh shaves on the seventh day, then brings Korbanos. Bishmini on the eighth day. If you took his haircut on the eighth day, maybe Korbanos and B'Ayon to be keeping brings Korbanos that same day. Amalei said not true. It has to be the next day. Babi and Zel Mitzvah, just like a Mitzvah has to bring his Korbanos the next day, so too he should have to. What's the difference? Amalei said no, it's not a problem. There's a distinction. By Mitzvah you need complete days. So therefore, you can't bring his Korbanos till the next day, right? Because he needs complete days of Tzaras, like a Nida. Can't go to the mikveh till at night. He can bring his Korbanos the next day. However, by Nazir, his taras do with his haircut. So once he gets a haircut, right, then he can bring his Korbanos to me thereafter if it's the 8th day already. By the taras. Oh wait, I think I got backwards. Yeah, whoops, I got it backwards. He says, the difference is Shezet Harasot Liyabiyamav is a Nazir. A Nazir has to do with the amount of days which elapsed in Tumah. After that, he can go to, he can start, he can bring his korbanos any day. How does it work? By a Nazir who's Tameh, so once he took his haircut, he can bring his korbanos any day. Because his Nazirus has to do, start with the next day. One second.
Nazirus doesn't start again until the month.
What?
The clock stops. It doesn't start until it.
Right, but let's say he delayed cutting his hair till the 8th day. So he can bring his korbanos that day. Because I know why. Okay. Because he had 7 days of Tara already. That's the main thing. He had 7 days of Tara. So whatever day he brings his korbanos, whatever day he shaves, then he can bring his korbanos the same day. It's not a problem. Because he already had 7 days of Tara. By Mitzorah, he only becomes Torah after he takes his haircut. So that's what, because Mitzorah, by Nazir Tameh, his tumah has to do with the mace. So it's 7 days after he came into contact with the mace. As long as he had Paraduma stuff sprinkled on him every day, the 3rd and 7th day. So therefore, whenever his 7 days elapses, he can then thereafter bring his korban on the same day that he takes a haircut. But by Mitzorah, the tumah lasts until the tiglachos, until the haircut. So then he has to undergo nightfall. So therefore, whatever day he takes the haircut, only the next day can he actually bring his korbanos. Is that relatively clear? By a Nazir, the once the 7 days of Tumah's mace have elapsed, so then he can bring his korban, take his haircut, and bring his korbanos on the next day. But by a Mitzorah, since it has to do with his haircut, only that eliminates the Tumah. So therefore, only after the korbanos are brought on day 1, whatever day it is, day 8, day 9, day 10, he can only bring, only after haircut occurs on day 1, can he do his korbanos on the next day, day 2. Because you need haircut, which takes out Tumah, Harev Shemesh, and then the next day korbanos. Okay? Says the Gemara. Ksiv it says, Beizil Hashem B'Simeni, so he should be the Nazir to Hashem in the days of the Nazirus, Miyom Avos Korbanos. The day he brings his korban, he can start over again. The second Nazirus. Divrei Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, it's called Rabbi Yossi, Divrei Rabbi. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, not from the day he brings korbanos, but rather Mishas Tiglachto, from the day he shaves, which might even be earlier. Well, it is earlier, right? Because he shaves before he brings korbanos. No Yerushalmi shaves before korbanos. So once he shaves, he'll start over again. Rabbi Zir B'Shem Rabbi Yossi said it's not so simple. Rabbi Chia B'Shem Rabbi Yossi said, "Mapli Wezer Machlokes B'Shegilech B'Shvi." He shaved on the 7th day. Vivi korbanos B'Shvi and blurs korbanos on the 8th day. That's when there's a machlokas. Okay, start again as Nazirus Tara from the 7th day or from the 8th day. Avol, however, Gilech B'Shmini. Vivi korbanos Sobo B'Yom. If he's shaved on the 8th day, blurs korbanos on the 8th day. Kol HaMamoyde B'Yom Avos Korbanosov. Everybody agrees, obviously, that it goes by that day, which is Yom Avos Korbanosov. Which I think is also obvious, but that's what he's saying. In that case, it's no machlokas. Rabbi Yossi said, and there is the catch. V'hu shetova b'shvi. That's why he went to the mikveh and had paraduma ashes sprinkled on him on the 7th day. Aviv tova b'shmi, but he only went to the mikveh the next day. So then Nasa, now here the Korbanei trains the Kiddush. I'm not sure it's necessary, but it makes it easier. It says Nasa, the Korbanei changes it to Shmini, comes to Shvi, because he's a day behind. His 8th day became his 7th day. And the Tishi, the 9th day, became his 8th day. Ve'amoy doesn't count. Ela mean Hachi, so therefore he has to count from the 9th day, Bilvad, not from the 8th day. So whatever days he tarries into being tovel, that's only the next day thereafter can he take his haircut, bring his korbanos, and start his new Naziris. Okay? Says the Gemara, Nitma v'chazav v'nitma. When he came Tomei, and then became Tomei again. Maybe Korban Kol being Korban on each Tuma. There's an assumption that at this point he became Tomei. Then he kept 7 days of Tara. Before he matched being a Korban, boom, you're getting Tomei again. At the end of the 7th day. So you have to be a Korban on each one. Rabbi Zira said, Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. That's what Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. Ram, however, Rabbi Haida. I don't know if it's Rabbi Haida. I think it's Baram Karebi. Yeah. Baram Karebi Haida Umeid Mazir Stuma. That's like Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. Who said what? Who said from the time of your haircut. So you took your haircut on the 7th day. You became Tomei later that day. So that's a separate Tumah. You have to bring 2 separate korbanos, right? Because Ray shaved on the 7th, right? Bring your korbanos on the 8th, you shaved on the 7th. So on the 7th in the afternoon became Tomei again. Bummer! But you have to bring 2 korbanos because you already committed to your Nazirus Tara, right? So says the Gemara, Baram Karebi, Ever Karebi, L'chayra, who Haido made Nazirus Tuma. Until you bring korbanos the next day, you're still in Nazirus Tuma. Because Rabbi Yossi says the 7th day already started to do Nazirus. Probably Rabbi Yossi, the next day, they ate to bring in Nazirus. So if the guy became Tomei the 7th day in the afternoon, that should be a Machlokes Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi. That's what Rabbi Yehuda should say, has to be 2 korbanos. Rabbi should say only 1. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda said, no, not true. Bapli, the whole machlokes between Rabbi and Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, is only limnos nazirus betal, to start counting nazirus in purity. Why? Because it says Ve'zir Hashem Simenis Ro Ve'vi. You have to do your nazirus and then bring a korban. And Rabbi says about that, Omer Rabbi, Achiyavi Mamish, you cannot start a new count until you literally be korbanos. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, I feel near Lavi, even what you're suitable to bring. Me the day before. However, you don't. That's where you can start counting. Now here, the Shayat Yisrael throws in a few words, and the next few lines. He says here, first of all, Avol lohavi korban tuma, but to bring korban tuma, kol ha'mamoide, everybody agrees, shemevi korban tuma, and it should be al kol echad ve'echad. You bring korban tuma in each and every one of them. But even though they're machlokes, when you can recommence your nazirus, once you got a haircut, then whatever tumah you get afterwards, a separate tumah you have to bring a separate korban, even according to both them. Okay? Tani, the Koshar Terzil takes the word came. Tani Nidma B'Shvi, the guy became Tomei on the 7th day. Because of Nidma, now, Shvi is Lav Dafka, I mean, he was Tomei and he waited 7 days, right? And then he took his haircut, right? And then he became Tomei on the 8th day again. Because of Nidma Shmini, maybe Korban Kol Ech V'Echad, he has to bring Korban for both. Al Dait Rebbe Zir, Koy Rebbe Zir, that's going like Rebbe. Because Rebbe said that Dafka, if you came Tomei on the 8th day, then you have to bring a korban each every one. As it came Tomei on the 7th day, it's still before the time you can bring a korban, so it's a continuation of the old tumah. But a Dait Rebbe Zir, Koy Rebbe Zira, and that's going to Rebbe. Yeah. Nicha korban rishon, korban Rebbe, the first korban is pushed aside, and maybe korban. No, it doesn't work out according to Rebbe. I'm sorry. I'll die to Rebbe. Nicha korban rishon. You don't bring the first korban. Or maybe korban shay. You only bring the second korban. You don't even go korban. Okay, according to Rebbe, if you became Tomei on the 8th day, in the morning, it's talking about. One second. Yeah, okay. Nibishvi, you came to him on the 7th day. It's laughed after the 7th day. You came to him 8, and now you went through your 7 days. Because the Nibishvi Bishmini, and then you got to him again on the 8th day. Maybe Karmel Kol Echad. You bring Karmel for each and every one. Al-Daiti to Rabbi Zir, that only works out like Rabbana. But Karebi, you still haven't brought your Karbanis yet for the first Nazirus. So therefore, it all becomes one carbon. Nicha carbon, sure, maybe carbon sheni. It all becomes piggybacked on the second Nazirus.
So the haircut doesn't matter.
Right, because you didn't yet bring your Karbanis. It says, Achi Yovi Mamish. So it's not a separate tumah. It's one long tumah. Al-Daiti Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Lo Nicha. Rabbi Sira, no. You're not pushed off the second carbon, meaning you have to make 2 Karbanis. Because you're already loving 2 Karbanis. Even though you didn't actually build it, so therefore you have to bring 2 Karbanis. Al-Daiti Rabbi Hila, Rabbi Hila, Divrei HaKol. Rabbi Hila says, no, everybody agrees, as long as you haven't brought your, as long as you're yotze to a time when you couldn't bring your Karbanos, you have to bring 2 separate Karbanos. The whole Machlokas Rebbe and Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda is when you could start your second Nazirus. But in terms of piggybacking Karbanos, the moment you already yotze to a time when you couldn't bring your Karbanos, that's the time when the next tumah is ready to be separate. And lo nidcha maybe echad. Everybody agrees that it's maybe echad. Everybody agrees they're not pushed onto the second one. Rather, you bring 2 separate ones. They don't both combine together. Okay, let's just get to Omer base. Tiglachas Atara said, how do you shave when you become tor? Maybe sholosh, maybe to bring 3 animals. Chatas olu v'shlomi. The shoulder is the shlomi, slaughter the shlomi, and you shave on it. Tivei Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Lezer loyim chatas. You only slaughter or shave on the chatas. Shachatos kodem is chomakom. The chatas always comes first. Whichever animal you brought, if you brought and then shaved, you ought to say you fulfilled your nazirus properly. Now, Rabbi Say, there's a whole tumult in this Mishnah how to learn it. Tarakamo says, you bring 3 animals, chatas or shlamim, show the shlamim, galei chalem, you slaughter the shlamim and then shave upon them, is the Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, right? Is the shlamim at the end or the shlamim at the beginning? What's the Pashup Shah in the Mishnah? Shlamim is at the end and then you shave. But the Taisus in the Bavli, that's how the Rambam went. Taisus Bavli says, no, first you bring the shlamim, then you shave, then you bring the chatas and all afterwards. That's no Taisus learns the Mishnah.
That's not the way it was listed.
No. The Pashup Shah in the Mishnah is that it's not like that. Right. That's in fact the way the Yerushalmi learns, like the Rambam. You turn the page. Rabbi Shimon Levi Omer, Ves'ayil Yaseh v'goymer. The ayil should be done. Now he's coming to explain Rabbi Lezer actually. Say Rabbi Lezer, why does the chatas come first? It says ayil Yaseh. Matam lo Yaseh. It says Yaseh twice by an ayil. Why? And that's the shlomin. Why say Yaseh twice? Lo matam Yaseh hiknimo ma'isa, that some ma'isa comes before you do the shlomin. The 2 asiyas before you get to the shlomin. One is the asiyah karbanos, and the other is the asiyah of the haircut. So it means both the chatos and ola and the haircut precede the shlomin. So he says chatos, haircut, ola, shlomin. Supposed to start a comma. We'll come back to this again tomorrow.
Actually, you know why it's listed that way? It's alphabetical.
It is alphabetical.
Yeah. That's side of the ship.